Jo, halt zurück zu Thaumaturge. Wir sind das letzte Mal hier eingeknastet worden. Bisschen blöd so. Naja. Schauen wir mal, wie wir hier rauskommen. Bleiben wir mit den Dudes auch ein bisschen reden.
What are you staring at, Ganef?
I don't know what that means.
Quit squealing. First time in the big city? Have some respect if you don't know who you're running your mouth at. What did they put such a swell in jail for?
For being innocent.
Same as all of us. Well, are you from somebody?
My name's Viktor Szulski, and I work on my own behalf.
All right. Respect.
First of all, I am a thaumaturge.
Now them I got respect for. I know one really decent Jew from Povishla who's a wizard too.
How about you? You got a foreskin or what?
Is my foreskin any of your fucking business?
Well, no. I was just...
Schmuck. But you don't look like much of a Warsaw lad.
I'm just here for my father's funeral.
I hope you don't miss the funeral toasts. Welcome to Warsaw.
Tja, ist bitter, ne? So, eigentlich wollen wir uns hier hinsetzen, ne? Das ist eigentlich der Deal. Und wahrscheinlich ist hinter uns die
I
Dame,
wouldn't
ja.
call you a master strategist.
You got away from the station, so theoretically, we achieved our goal.
You're not losing your sense of humor. I guess this isn't your first time in a place like this, is it?
You'd better tell me if you managed to get rid of your ammunition.
If I hadn't, I'd already be locked up at the Citadel. I admit your behavior did successfully distract the Ruskies.
You're welcome.
All right then. What's such a gorgeous, hairy mug doing in a crummy place like this?
I spent a little time on the Rue de la Raquette in Paris.
It got demolished 5 years ago.
Oui. What about you? You seem to know your way around this setting. You been here often?
I'll take that as a compliment. And sure, sometimes, if the cause demands it.
What cause?
Let's say I know certain folks who'd find poles like you useful.
Dealers in stolen Dutch pomade?
Donut connoisseurs. They met at Burke Rotblitz's cafe.
What exactly do your friends do?
I'd be glad to tell you, over coffee and jam donuts.
Ja.
I'm afraid all these screws might have more questions and want to keep you here longer.
Ja.
Then
Könnte
you
ich mir
won't just
vorstellen.
miss out
Lass
on
mal
the
abhauen.
pastries, but also an adventure worthy of a great cause.
Szulski!
I see you won't be hanging out here long either.
Szulski. So.
Szulski, this yours?
That's right.
Then take it and get out of here.
Oh, nee, das machen wir natürlich nicht, oder?
Thank you.
Okay, kann man hier irgendwie Quatsch machen? Klar sollen wir da hinten hin, aber wir gucken erstmal ein bisschen rum hier, oder? Mhm. Unleserliche Unterschrift. Na gut. So richtig gut scrollen kann man nicht, ne, beim Lesen, also bisschen doof. Okay, jetzt haben wir alles angeschaut. Tja, Mom ist aber jetzt noch, wie soll ich sagen, er ist noch drin, ne? Wir haben jetzt nicht so toll geholfen. Was ist los? Warum zickst du so? Junge. Bisschen eingefroren, ne? Kommen wir nicht rein. Okay, überall wo es neblig wird, nichts gut. Okay, man kann schon ja einiges machen. Gut. Erstmal eben zum Friedhof gehen. Einfach mal quer über die Gräber rennen. Na, moin Meister.
I'm sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Thank you.
Please, forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart?
Why are you so interested in my father's cause of death?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
I think I ought to arrest you, Thaumaturge.
I haven't done anything, officer. What's the problem?
I barely recognize you either. You still haven't figured out who I am? Don't be surprised. The last time we saw one another was 20 kilos ago.
Uncle Voronin?
I will not keep you. The guy's probably all alone back there, among those vultures circling Stasio. I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. Go on. We'll talk later.
Der ist ja witzig. Okay, Mausoleum erstmal nicht, wahr? Und wo ist jetzt Mom? Wir sollen da wirklich reingehen, ne? Ja, okay, aber wir schauen uns nochmal um. Oder auch nicht.
Sister?
Victor. I'm so glad you came. I wasn't sure if my telegram had reached you.
I'm glad too. How are you holding up?
All this caught me off guard, but for now I don't have time to think things through calmly. Look at yourself. What happened?
I took a short trip to a Warsaw jail.
What? Are you joking? During the funeral? Are you all right?
Everything's fine, don't worry. Have you written to Mother?
Yes, but what can you expect? You know what Nadia is like. It was never her style to show up for family events like this. It's getting late, and we've still got the reading of Papa's will ahead of us at home. And I'll leave you two alone. I suppose you've got your own matters to clear up.
Fine, let's get this over with.
Na, okay.
So, it was me who got it right in the end. Back then, on the train platform, was the last time we saw one another. 15 years ago. After brief suffering, fell asleep in the Lord. Brief? I hope not. Did you write this yourself? A tyrant, bigot, and liar, mistakenly absolved, died after suffering all too briefly. That's better. Definitely closer to the truth.
Die hatten ja ein sehr gutes Verhältnis, scheinbar.
The day you died, you visited me in my dreams. I was a child when you hounded me out of here, and I remember you as you were back then. But in my dream you looked older. You gave me hell as usual. You didn't believe I'd succeed. You were wrong. I've come back with 2 saluters. Farewell, Father.
Am I intruding?
Schon irgendwie, klar.
What do you want?
Well, what do people come to funerals for? I came to pay my respects to the dead. Stanisław and I were acquainted. You might say I knew everything about your father. Mr. Victor Szulski, isn't it? Your absence from Warsaw has happily come to an end, I hope.
I don't think so. I intend to leave as soon as I wrap up my family obligations. I doubt we'll have time to meet again.
Who knows? Again, my condolences.
I didn't catch your name.
My name's Kanieczkin. Ivan Kanieczkin. Goodbye.
Okay, Ivan, das war ein bisschen
Such interesting friends.
Komisch.
I guess I'm more tired than I thought. Great-grandmother Josefina, a Thaumaturge. Grandpa Nikodem, a Thaumaturge. I barely remember him.
Mhm. War eben auch schon so mieses Wetter? Nee, eigentlich nicht, ne?
We can go. The hardest thing was getting the lid of the urn. The scattering I could handle.
You can play the clown, but I know how much this has cost you. I'm glad you went.
Love at a funeral. Eros post-mortem. Is it suitable for a young lady in mourning to fraternize with bachelors? Konstancja Szabłowska, the Warsaw Courier. Could I ask for a brief comment?
Hyena.
Thank you. And you, sir?
We're twins, my dear lady.
The Szulskis reunited. You don't look like a horrid cripple. Why did you leave Warsaw so quickly?
Don't tell her anything. She'll write whatever she wants anyway. Then we'd better get going.
I can sort it out, but it might cause you some trouble.
It's not worth getting your hands dirty over.
Get out of here, or I might decide you're attacking an Imperial official, and you'll wake up tomorrow in the Citadel.
Are you threatening me, Judge?
I'm actually spurring you from him. Would you rather try your luck with a Thaumaturge? Come on, children. I'm sure my Pietia is already waiting for us at home.
I'd love to see my cousin.
Are you coming with us?
Thanks.
Get in. I'm sure the lawyer is already waiting for us.
So, was wollen die jetzt? Das Testament verlesen, durchlesen, oder was? Okay. Ich muss los. Okay. Gehen wir mal mit.
Miss, your guests have arrived. The lawyer's upstairs too, waiting. A trifle jittery. Wonder if the tea I made him was too strong.
Thank you, Grażyna, dear. Let the guests wait. First, I want to take care of the will.
I'll just wet my whistle and join you all upstairs.
Make sure Uncle makes it upstairs sober. And I'll suggest you don't dawdle either.
Sie hat ja auch eine freundliche Art.
Victor, good God! Half your face covered, but I could tell right away it was you. You look just like your father in his youth. Completely his spitting image. Should I make you some cocoa, Master? It would warm you up a little.
No need to fuss, Grażynka. I'm used to worse chills than this.
It's lovely to see you again. But that's enough jabber for now. I've got the guests and the cocoa, and I've got to whip up some food for you all later. We'll talk soon.
Okay. So, wo ist Onkel Dingsabums denn hingeflitzt? Und zieht sich einen rein. Wir sehen Kehle anfeuchten. Wo ist er denn? Wer bist du? Petja, das ist doch seine Frau, oder? Also sein Mann.
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again. I already failed to recognize someone once today. But you look familiar.
Sorry.
Well, I should think so. I was the victim of one of your starling hunts. Voronins must not be very memorable, cousin.
Petya! Forgive me, and for shooting you as well. How are you doing?
Just some heart problems, not a subject for today. I'm sorry about Uncle Stanislav. Forgive me for not coming to the funeral. I can't bear cemeteries.
We'll have to meet up again.
Goodbye.
Ich hätte gedacht, der hat vorhin von seiner Frau gesprochen. Das war der Cousin. Was haben wir hier? Keller. Mhm. Ja, da ist das Onkelchen.
I'm glad you're here. I thought I'd have to drink alone.
So many goodies laid out for the guests. Having trouble picking something for yourself, Judge?
But this was Stasios. It was special. Amber liqueur with quinces.
I think you mean quince liqueur with amber, right? If it's not here, I'm sure it's in the basement. But I won't grope around down there in the dark now. I've got my hands full.
Now, I don't want to trouble you either. Victor, could you track down a little bottle for your uncle?
I suppose I'm obligated to accept this mission.
Good lad. A nephew like you is a treasure.
Okay, dann gehen wir nochmal runter. Das war's schon. Lass nochmal runtergehen. Achso, und dann gehen wir mal gleich... Achso, sorry, verstehe. Ja, ist halt wie es ist, ne? Trinkt halt gern 1. Oder 2.
How did it go? Mission accomplished?
I found this one.
That's not ours. He got it from some woman. Married up to do. So, to an easy death. as Stasio and I used to say.
How did he die?
Hasn't Ligia told you?
I haven't even had the chance to ask.
He didn't suffer, but such images in the memory are better saved for later. I'd prefer to remember him as he was alive. What then? Am I drinking alone?
May the ground be soft, Father. I'm not betting there's an afterlife.
Hat er sich das ins Nasenloch geschüttet, oder?
Well,
Das sah komisch aus.
obligation fulfilled. Shall we get to the reading of the will?
Ja, du bist auf jeden Fall nicht betrunken.
At the funeral, there was this sad Jewish fellow, Mordechai Hayat. Do you know him, Uncle?
He worked for Stanisław, but that was a long time ago. I don't know him more than that. So, shall we collect our inheritance?
You'll all have to wait for me a moment yet.
All right, but hurry up.
Ja, sonst lötet er sich noch einen rein, ne? Da geht's raus. Da geht's in den Garten. Okay. Wow. Kommt doch rein, Leute. Kleidung wechseln, aha. Überall rumschnüffeln. Stopp. Ah, er liest das vor gleich, oder? Okay. Na, warten wir auf Onkel Dingsabums oder... Naja.
I am ready, Mr. Shulsky. I only need all of you to be present. Can we start reading your father's will?
Ne, wir brauchen noch Onkelchen. Ich hol den mal eben.
Patience was never my father's strong suit. But you'll have to arm yourself with a bit more of it.
Ich hol mal Onkelchen, okay? Oh, er ist leider leicht betrunken. Ah, ich hätte ihm vielleicht auch sagen sollen, komm, wir gehen rauf. Na gut. Er kommt gar nicht mehr.
Mr. Schulski, it is late enough already. May we begin?
Jawohl.
Yes, let his will be done. Again.
Let's begin if everyone is ready. Would you
Onkel Ken
please
ist
take a
gekommen.
seat?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the power of my office vested in me by the grace of His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of all Russia, I hereby testify. Mr. Shulski's last will and testament were prepared several years ago in the presence of Zaslav Fedorov, Esquire, that is, myself. My last will and testament recorded in the year of our Lord 1888. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Amen. Therefore, my first irrevocable wish is to appoint as executrix of this will my daughter Ligia Szulska. Immediately after my death, an inventory shall be conducted in full accordance with the law. After completing the inventory, all my personal movables will be sold at public auction. And let the funds raised thereby be donated on the anniversary of my death to the beggars near that cemetery. The administration of the remainder of my fortune I leave, without restriction, to the person of my daughter Ligia.
I'm not even getting a teaspoon.
All movables and immovables relating to the family enterprise I entrust to the care and administration of my daughter. I do not prescribe a method of administering them. I merely offer her one piece of advice. I wish that the business should be conducted with modesty, prudence, and honesty, as I have conducted it my whole life.
A joker to the very end.
To my brother-in-law and oldest friend, Alexander Voronin, I wish to leave the following. My collection of muskets and 2 revolvers, dating to the uprising in memory of our first meeting.
Stasio, I will have plenty to do in my retirement.
Enjoy your retirement.
I would also like to come to the aid of my only son, Viktor Szulski, by entrusting him with the use of my personal black grimoire, in the hope that he will be able to make good use of it. This is my last will and testament. Carry it out solemnly, though you may have found it burdensome. However, this last bequest poses a certain problem.
Yes, it certainly does. And what is that, may I ask?
I am not in possession of this grimoire. The late Mr. Szulski used it up until his death, yet no one left it with me after his passing.
Meaning it's disappeared? Did Father have his grimoire on him at the time of his death?
It was only because of the grimoire that we could identify him at all.
What actually happened? How did he die?
A building collapsed on top of him. I don't know any other way of putting it.
Where did it happen? Where was this building?
The southern part of Śródmieście, not far from the police station. Anyway, you can miss it.
Of all the possibilities, this was the death that fate prepared for him.
He died as he lived, miserably. He couldn't have met a more fitting end after what he did to me. What he did to the Niedzic's family.
You've got to know that Papa felt guilty. Even if he didn't say so outright. I'm not going to defend him, but I can't criticize him either. Even I don't know what really happened back then with Holliwutz.
An accident is what happened, and Father treated 2 kids like the worst disgraces in the world. As if it had been premeditated.
When a person dies so suddenly, their unfinished business remains. We'll never learn what Stasio carried in his heart.
What do you intend to do?
Ich frage alles, ne?
Father evidently knew a certain Ivan Konieczkin. Have you heard anything about him?
Konieczkin? No, doesn't ring a bell.
All sorts of people came to Papa's store. That doesn't mean every one of them might know something about the grimoire.
That's true. You've got your work cut out for you.
And Mordechai Chayat. Could that be a lead?
I don't think so. He worked with Father, but he left more than a year ago. I don't know why. He was an assistant at our, well, my store.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sadly, no.
Do you have any other ideas?
And where are Father's things at the moment?
You're standing at the very center of his kingdom. Not everything has been sorted through yet, but you go right ahead.
And the store? I should check there too.
I've started stock-taking there to distract myself, and I don't want you to go in there before I've finished.
As you wish. I think we have to look for the answer in the place where it happened.
With your sight, you can make out more in those ruins than I, or Uncle, or Detective could. This is a good lead, but is it the only one?
Und wohin führt das, ne?
Now at least I can see how little I know. Maybe these scraps of information will lead me somewhere.
Well, now that we know what's got to be figured out, forgive me, my darlings. I'm going to give my old bones a rest.
I'll see you out.
Ja, wieder ganz alleine, wa?
Goodbye, Uncle. And, Ligia.
Wir sind schon lange weg.
I'm sorry it happened this way. That I wasn't close by.
The most important thing is you're here now.
Ja, okay. Jetzt haben wir ein bisschen was gepackt hier. Zuhören, okay. Chopin. Nicht schlecht. Okay, also wir haben ordentlich was geschafft. Ach, jetzt kann man ihm hier eine Frage stellen. Das machen wir schon nochmal, ne?
How do you find our old stomping ground? Yes, I'm not too fond of this place either. This is where I had my last conversation with my father, just before I left. If you can call it a conversation. Can you see my dreams? Nightmares, actually. Ever since I decided to come back, I keep reliving the same memory. The loan shark incident. I've been seeing his death more and more lately. I wonder if his shop is still there. Perhaps we should go there and check.
Könnte sein. Okay, aber machen wir natürlich erst beim nächsten Mal, würde ich sagen. Und so lange machen wir ein kleines Päuschen. Also, bis dann. Ciao.